Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay. It's been an afternoon. Anyway, so really super quick video on converting forms. So when we talk about converting forms, we're talking about changing what a number looks like, right? We change what a rational number looks like. So in examples, I'm going to show you, we're going to have fractions, which we're going to change to decimals, which we're going to change to percentages, right? Or percent values, right? So let's start with an easy one, right? So 1/2 is a pretty easy fraction. We know that that's 1 part of 2 that is broken up, right? So like half of a pizza pie, something like that. To convert that into a decimal, we already know that that's going to be 0.5 or 0.50, right? Like half of something, right? Now, how do we do that? Well, the idea is we want to use the calculator. We want to use it all the time. But really, what we can do is long division, right? So when we have a fraction, the numerator goes inside of the fraction bar or top in the box, right? So the 2 will go on the outside and the 1 will go on the inside. Now, clearly, when we ask ourselves how many times does 2 go into 1, well, 2 doesn't go into 1 fully, right? So what we do is we extend the division bar, make a decimal, and put a 0 behind it. Now, when we put a decimal or we introduce a decimal, we also need to put a decimal on the top in the same location. So now we can say, well, how many times does 2 fit into 10? And 2 fits into 10 5 times, right? And that's going to go behind the decimal value. Now, again, we can just do this mathematically, right? So, you have your 5 times your 2, which is 10. And then we have remainder 0, right? Or, right? So remainder 0. So we know that our answer is 0.5, okay? Now, to change this 0.5 to a percent, that's actually really simple. We're just going to take that decimal place and we're going to move it twice to the right. Okay, we will always move the decimal twice to the right. That percentage is going to be 50%. Okay, and that's just the idea for those types of problems. Let's do another one. Let's say that I gave you the fraction of 2/5. Okay, well, let's do this the long way. 5 on the outside, 2 on the inside. I know that 5 doesn't fit into 2 evenly, right? So we're going to make a decimal, bring a 0 here, but that decimal also has to go on the top. Okay, well, then we can ask ourselves, how many times does 5 fit into 20? Well, 5 fits into 20 4 times, right? So then we can do the process out. 4 times 5 is 20. We subtract across and we get 0, which is no remainder. And we know that 0.4 is our decimal, okay, or 0.4. Now, again, the same rule applies for the percent. We're going to change that by moving the decimal place 2 times to the right. So I like to actually make 2 little lumps, right? And every time there's a little hump here, we put a 0. So this is going to be 40%, all right? Now let's do another one with a mixed number. So let's say we have 1 3/4. Okay, it's the same process, really. Now the 1 on the outside is like 1.0, and you can make as many 0.000s as you want. So we're just going to kind of leave that 1 to the side for now. Let's just go ahead and do 4 divided by 3. Okay, or the 3 divided by 4 with the 3 in the box. So again, the same process aligns. We don't know, right? So we're just going to make a 0 on the end, put the dot on top. 4 fits into 30 7 times. Okay, there's going to be a remainder on this one, so we're just going to do 7 times 4, which is 28. We'll subtract to get 2. We introduce another 0 and bring it down, so then we can try to say, well, how many times does 4 fit into 20? And that's 5. And there's our 0.75 for this. Now that 0.75 has to get added to the 1 whole that we had in the beginning. So our 1 3/4 mixed number is going to be 1.75 as a decimal. Now to change that to percent, it doesn't matter that there's a 1 in front. The decimal still is going to get moved twice to the right. So then we have 175%. And yes, we can have more than 100% when we talk about like non-metaphysical things, right? So when we talk about like giving 100% of yourself, you can't give 175% of yourself, right? That's just not possible, right? But something can grow 175%, right? Let's try one more. Let's just do an improper fraction and we'll call it a day. Let's say I give you 5/4 as an improper fraction. Same rule applies. We'll do 4. This one's going to go into 5. So we know this is going to go in 1 time. 4 comes down. That's a 1. We will bring a decimal into the mix. Put a 0 out top. 4 goes into 10 2 times. We continue the process. Well, 2 times 4 is 8. That's going to be a 2 remainder. Another 0 comes down. So we're going to continue to do this until the decimal truncates or stops, and it's going to stop right here, right? Because 4 goes into 25 times. So our decimal value of 5 over 4 is 1.25. Let's go ahead and arrow that across. This is going to be 125%, right? So again, this video is about converting forms. Pretty simple stuff. But remember, the key indicator here of us doing this right is the calculator will do all this for you, and I'll go ahead and show you that functionality tomorrow. See you later. Thanks so much.